I've ever wondered what actually happens behind your brain when you're anxious or depressed. I mean, not just the feeling right now, but the wires behind the walls, the brains behind the behavior. You know that time when your heart start doing whatever it does. Yeah, yeah, I see you. I know what is like. I know what it feels like. Yes, I do. I know what it's like when you are when it's like your brain is like a battlefield. When your thoughts run faster and than your heart and your heart just can't keep up. When it's as if your brain is a thunderstorm, you know, like your brain holding a thunderstorm. No lightning, no thunder. You know, your brain is holding that kind of storm that no lightning, no thunder. And it's just this heavy, loud, cloudy fog. I can understand that. I've been there, still reading, still learning. Today, we are just going to talk about what anxiety and depression really mean. We are decoding what exactly is going on there. I mean, we are decoding what these two really mean, what anxiety and depression, how your wiring changes up there, what hormones are released, and how you can take back control. By the way, stick around because I'm going to show you two techniques that you can take back control that you can do with these towards the end of this video. And yes, I have created a free workbook just for you to download. But more of that in a bit. So let's get into the brain now. And don't worry, I'm going to explain it in such a way that everyone can understand as simple as possible. Starting with the amygdala, the very first. The amygdala, your brain's fire alarm. When you're anxious, the amygdala, that's the your brain's threat detector. So this is a part of your brain called amygdala goes into overdrive. Think of it like the smoke alarm. It's always alert, overreacting to things that aren't real threat. That's why I like this quote from Dr. Daniel Goldman. Dr. Goldman said in his book Emotional Intelligence, here's what he said. The amygdala hijacks is when emotions take over reasoning, fast, impulsive, and intense. You get that? When emotion takes over reasoning. Now, I haven't talked about the amygdala. Let's talk about the prefrontal cortex. That's part of your brain right behind your forehead. So you can call it the brain seal, you just see like that. So this part of the brain is supposed to calm the amygdala down. Of course, it's the CEO, the planner, the reasoner. But under chronic anxiety or depression, it awakens. What exactly happened? So instead of saying calm down, just shuts down. Something needs to shut down. They thought the hippocampus, your brain librarian. This guy is a part that sends of experiences, store memories, compare present with past and with present. But guess what? High cortisol, that's stress hormone. High cortisol strains the hippocampus. So when your brain stop remembering the good things and keeps replaying the trauma. So imagine it being the librarian of the brain, the part of the brain that stores its memory, stores your experiences, compare past with the present. You can see how explanatory when you start having this foggy thinking, right? You see that. So your brain stops remembering the good times and replaying the traumas, like highlight reels. Explain the bad times, like Instagram reels. Studies from Harvard Medical School shows that people with PTSD or chronic anxiety have similar hippocampi. Well, I was talking about some part of the brain and how they relate. Let's talk about chemicals and hormones. Now let's talk about the cocktail of brain chemicals. Starting with the first that I've spoken about before, cortisol, the stress hormones. In small doses, it helps. Yes, it does. But constant stress floods your brain with cortisol. And too much of it, yeah, gives foggy thinking, poor sleep, low immunity, and tight feelings on your chest. You know that tight feelings when you want to enter into a boardroom, for example, full of executive, and you know what I mean, right? That time that your chest just gets tightened. So too much of it, just like we said before, strengthens the hippocampus. Serotonin, the mood stabilizer. Low levels of serotonin are linked to both anxiety and depression. When is a fuel that makes you feel okay and your brain runs out of it. Just imagine that. Dopamine, that's the third. I've spoken about this a couple of times on this channel, so I believe many of us are familiar with it. But anyways, the dopamine, the motivational system, the motivation molecule. When you're depressed, dopamine drops. You stop finding joy in things that you used to love. Your reward system goes offline. Yes, realize that. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, nearly 1 in 5 adults in the United States lives with anxiety or depression, and brain chemistry is a key factor. That's why it's important we learn about it and understand what's going on there. I remember once I woke into a room and my chest just tightened. There was no danger, no shouting, no threat, but my body reacted like I was in a war zone. That's what anxiety does. It convinces your brain that you are under attack even when you're not. Have you ever laid in bed feeling tired but weird, or laughed at something and felt the joy disappear instantly? That's the brain chemistry we're talking about. That's the exact brain chemistry we're talking about here. Now that you know what's happening in your brain, let me show you how to begin healing. The very first, box breathing. You know what that means? Box breathing. This isn't just breathing, it's brain regulation. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold that same breath for 4 seconds. That's it. You just have to repeat that 4 times. You get that? You inhale. Don't be too fast, don't be too slow for 4 seconds and hold the breath. Let that breath be held inside for 4 seconds. Now exhale. Release that breath for 4 seconds. Time of releasing the breath. Don't be too fast, don't be too slow. 4 seconds, just 4 seconds it is. Then hold your breath for 4 seconds. So repeat that 4 rounds. Box brain send a signal to the brain that says, you're safe. Yeah, you're safe. Just calm down. You're safe. That's the signal it's sent. So you can do this as many times as possible a day or anytime you feel anxious. But get used to doing it. It really works. The second tool or the second technique I want to talk about is brain dump journaling. Brain dump journaling. You pour out those anxiety into writing. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to write down all your recent thoughts, all those thoughts that make you feel anxious. Pour them down, pour them down into the book. No structure, no editing, just release. You are floating stress from your working brain. These are just two out of the 21 tools I have packed into the Mind Reset workbook. Each day build on the last, like stacking in habits, one baby step at a time. So here's what it means. Day one, whatever they want asks you to do, you do it. Day two, whatever day two asks you to do, you start from what you did from day one. You repeat that in day two, then pick up day two, then like that you go to day three. So what you do from day one and day two, you have to do those two in day three. Day four, the same thing. Day five, same thing. Same thing you started from. So because it's very, very important because healing is not just a one-time thing. It's habits that you stack up. Then as you stack up this habit, you get yourself healed. So I've said this a couple of times, I'm going to say it again. You are not broken. Remember that. You're not weak. You're not weak. You are just wired in a way that makes healing necessary. And healing is absolutely possible. I created something for you is free. It's 21 days of small shifts that leads to big changes. And yes, each day builds on last because healing isn't a one-time thing. It's a habit. So download the 21-day mind reset workbook right now. Click on the link below in the description or in the pinned comments. I'm going to put it both in the description and the pinned comments so that you you get to it on time. You don't have to look for it before you get it. Start today and don't worry, I'll be with you every step of the way. You can reach out in the comment section. I'm always there to check out whatever I'm saying, whatever you're going through. And yet, which one of these habits do you like? Put it there on the comment section. I want to hear you out. I will love to hear that. I see you very well because I'm not just saying this, I lived it and I'm still living it. So, without any further ado, I'm going to see you in the next one.